At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
Hello, and welcome to the Intel Brief. I'm your host Daniel, and today we're going to talk about Germany is allowing the Taliban envoys to facilitate deportations of Afghanis. North Korea has announced plans to build a third naval destroyer. And the US is set to deport permanent residents over Haitian gang leagues. So firstly, Germany said on Monday that it has allowed 2 envoys from Afghanistan's ruling Taliban regime to enter the country for the first time since the hardline Islamist movement seized power in 2021. The measure was approved to facilitate further deportation of Afghan migrants after 81 Afghans with failed asylum claims and criminal convictions were deported on Friday. The flight was the second of its kind since Germany resumed deportations to Afghanistan last year, which were halted after the Taliban returned to power and Germany closed its embassy in Kabul. So what? It's a pretty bold move by Germany, and it would likely, or almost certainly, get quite a bit of kickback from left-leaning people and left-leaning political parties. However, immigration is one of the biggest political issues in Germany right now, and if the current ruling party, Merz, doesn't take action and be seen to be working to solve some of these issues with over migration, then it's highly likely that a more extreme political party will rise to power, being the AfD. So yeah, not a desirable move for the current government, but not one that I'm surprised by. I think one of the key challenges they may face is the speed at which they can go through the asylum claims and then identify who has criminal convictions and deport them. There's a pretty overwhelming problem with large numbers of illegal and unknown migrants throughout Europe, let alone Germany. But yes, next, North Korea has announced its plans to build a third 5,000-ton destroyer for its navy by October next year. The announcement on Tuesday comes after North Korea launched its first 5,000-ton destroyer-class naval ship in April. Second North Korean naval destroyer capsized during its launching ceremony in May, as you'll probably remember from all of the reporting about it, but it was subsequently repaired and put back to sea the following month. So what? I don't think this is not going to change the battle space dramatically within the Korean Peninsula. It will give North Korea the ability to patrol more of its waters with quite effective naval presence. However, most naval conflict now is over the horizon conflict, and this destroyer doesn't really change the game. It's highly unlikely that it will be that effective against the South Korean Navy, which is decidedly bigger and more advanced, as well as against drones and other more modern technology. I find it quite interesting that North Korea is opting for a large naval warship rather than going the other route and investing all of their money into low-cost drones, which would seem more up their alley as it's lower tech, lower cost, and from what we've seen in Ukraine, highly effective at countering a navy. So yeah, it's a bit of an interesting move, but clearly old leader Kim wants a lovely looking destroyer that he can point at to be like, look how powerful I am. We have all these big navy ships. But yeah, not the way I thought it would go. And lastly, the US has taken steps to deport lawful permanent residents after authorities claimed they had supported gangs in Haiti, Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced on Monday. Rubio said the move would target those who had supported and collaborated with the armed alliance that controls the Haiti capital of Port-au-Prince and which President Donald Trump's administration labeled as a foreign terrorist organization back in May. Haiti has seen spiraling gang violence after the 2021 assassination of the president, with almost 5,000 people being killed between October 2024 and June 2025, and many more displaced, according to the UN Commission for Human Rights. So what? The key here, to me, is that they're permanent residents, not citizens. Deporting citizens is a far more controversial and difficult challenge. Deporting permanent residents is not that uncommon and not that legally challenging to do, especially if you can prove their links to a foreign terrorist entity, which Donald Trump has nicely tied in there by declaring the armed group one. It gives them a lot more power. So what will be interesting is the actual logistics of these deportations, as Haiti is, from what I understand, borderline a war zone at the best of times. So how the US can deport these people in a safe and controlled manner will be quite interesting. It may be part of Eric Prince's rebirth of Blackwater, who has apparently got a contract to provide security there. So we'll see what happens. Thank you for listening to the Intel Brief. I've been your host, Daniel, and I'll see you again tomorrow. See you.